Meet Rod, more bang for the buck. Wall Street suits, your time is up. Meet Rowdy, more bang for the buck. Meet Rod, more bang for the buck. Wall Street suits, your time is up. Stack that premium, protect my six. Upside open, but I hedge that risk. Garage born plan, average Joe, taking a stand. Roddy's the method, RD is the man, RD is the man. Yeah, didn't wait on permission. I picked up the weight, phone in my hand, early hours, learning to take. Garage taught patience, no room for excuses. Every choice mattered cause the outcome it uses. I stopped handing the wheel, the voices I trusted, took responsibility. That's when it functioned. If it worked, that was earned. If it failed, that was mine. Family in my vision, so I stayed on the grind. This wasn't about hustle or flexing the grind. It was structure and rules I could run every time. RODY came from method with discipline attached. Built for the people who carry the weight. Caddy the weight, so meet RODY. More bang for the buck. Wall Street suits, your time is up. Stack that premium, protect my six. Upside open, but I hedge that risk. Garage born plan, average Joe, taking a stand. All D is the method. All D is the man. All D is the man. I don't chase green candles, I monetize waiting. Data working daily while they're guessing and praying. Premium stacking, structure over sensation. Volatility paying rent with no conversation. Wrist boxed and tight before the play even starts. Calm under pressure, John Wick with the plan. They argue direction, I structure the trade. Let volatility work while emotion gets played. Fast money flashy, but it fades when it's pressed. I want repeatable wins with my downside dress. Not a lottery ticket, this a blueprint I trust. Level the field, get more bang for the buck. Meet Robbie, more bang for the buck. Wall Street suits, if your time is up. Stack that premium, protect my six. Upside open, but I hedge that risk. Eyes born playing, average Joe, taking a stand. RODY's the method, RD's the man, RD's the man, is the man. Family to your head. I don't need hype, I don't need a crowd. Just rules I respect when the pressure gets loud. This ain't for everyone, that's part of the design. RODY rewards the ones who take responsibility every time. RODY, RODY the method. RODY, the people, the people, RODY, RODY. If you want it, carry the weight.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday. Wow. We made it. Saturday, March 21st. And today we go through some options coverage with the RODY play, with the poor man's covered call play, with the wheel strategy, and even maybe some high yield dividend talk. All right. We got it all. I'm airing. If I have a voice, hold on a second. There you go. I'm airing on all three channels to help boost, I guess, the newer channels. We'll see how it goes. But of course, the recommended channel is the Retire on Options channel. But either way, don't matter to me. Join wherever you want. We'll keep, I'm assuming most of the comments are coming through the Retire on Options channel. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's going to be struggle bus today. I got drop kicked pretty much all night from the little one. The dog's already trying to escape. But yes, good morning, Double D. Good morning, Wolf. Here's my three alter egos. All right, I'm letting this freaking dog out. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yes, I am having coffee. I'm on the second cup. I got to wake up. Got to get my ass to the gym after this. Good morning, Eugen. What's going on? I was just trying to watch your YouTube from last night. I didn't get to watch it. Hey, Kevin, Allen, brother. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? What's up? What's up? Never broken. What's up? An adult beverage. Nice. Yeah. Maybe I'll have one in like 12 hours. Let's see. Let's see. Jax beats Nats. Okay. Welcome. Welcome. And thank you for confirming the audio. All right. Like I said, struggle bus. We didn't even do anything. You know, we're 5 minutes in and nothing even happened. So, Bitcoin. Let's look at that. Ain't nothing going on with Bitcoin. You know, it's 24 hours. It kind of, you know, up, down, all around. Nothing too exciting. The 1 week, to be honest. Yeah, we had a hype pump and then we went back down and then here we are. So we make, you know, it feels like, you know, we're doing well and then we come back to where we are. So 70, it's clear that just 70 is the range for now until, you know, either it explodes or it goes down to nothing, right? I mean, they say, oh, the only way Bitcoin fails if it goes to zero. But again, how is that even possible? But regardless, you know, 70 is the range. Just buy at 70, right? Everyone's cost base is going to be around 70. They keep buying around this range. So I'll just say, yeah, welcome to the party then. All right, what else? You know, this week, man, if we pull up the indexes, it wasn't a good week. There, you know, this is, I don't know if this better not be after hours. This better be for the day. Actually, let me click on one. Let's see. Does it show? Okay. So after hours for the S&P was green. I know Trump said something positive, like the war's dwindling down or something. So maybe that helped. All right. So everything is green on the after hours. I'm really hoping for a pop. Oh, look at the Russell up 1.24% on the after hours. All right. So yeah, we keep saying, yeah, it can't get any worse, right? All right. So let's get to the file. So I'm just gonna get right to it. All right. I'm gonna go right to my first position. For anyone new to the channel, sorry if I'm jumping ahead, but basically, you know, this is all options talk. I'm doing different strategies, you know, to the best of my ability. Right now, I'm doing something, again, we call it the RODY. It's basically, it's a buy, call, sell, put, buy, put. So you can think of it as a synthetic combo collar or something like that, where we open and create a synthetic position via the synthetic combo, but we do buy some downside protection in case the market takes a dumpster like it is now. So again, opens one of them. I have 10 synthetic positions, 10 contracts. I had one expiring on the Friday yesterday, $7 strike. If I scroll over here, that thing obviously expired worthless. Open is at $4.91, which is god awful. You know, it's been dropping. I mean, it hit 5 again, which was helpful, but again, it's like, what do you do? What do you do? What do you say? So here we are. You know, we're in the spot. So I need to, you know, either just enjoy the ride. Of course, I could add 10 more contracts at a $5 cost basis, right? And then my cost basis will be 6, and then I could sell calls at 6. That's an option, right? Or I could just leave it alone. But for this week, I did sell a covered call at $7 with a April 24th expiration date. That paid me a whopping $13. Hey, but better than nothing, right? If I can, let me get down here. So $13 right here. Again, I'm using about $3,830 capital for this. It's a 17% yield if you calculate it on an annualized basis. So again, you know, it's like I'm penny pinching now, you know, because it's like, what do you do in this market? You know, what are you supposed to do? But, you know, selling calls obviously is successful, but you get to a point where it's way under your basis here. And what do you know, you're going to sell calls under your cost basis. You know, it gets a little to be a bit much there. So I'm still selling calls at my average cost basis, but I do have to go out further dated. And it's just the way it's going to be. By the way, this synthetic expires in November. So, you know, if I'm a believer in open army, you know, By the way, where the hell is the open army? They've been quiet. They got to wake up, you know? So, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This is probably just a shit position that's going to lose money, but we'll see right now. Right now, if I closed it out, I would lose another 385 because the synthetic is actually overall net not worth money. But, you know, I could possibly have a maximum loss of another $2,000. So something to think about there, right? So if I wanted to just rip the Band-Aid off, give up, and just move on, I could just, you know, get out for 385. When in reality, if I don't, yeah, I'm risking a possible, you know, loss of 2,000. You know, netting, of course, the credits I'm going to get from selling covered calls. All right. All right. Good morning, Parabolic. Parabolic is the options queen, in case you don't know. So she's got like more trades than all of us combined. So you are investing in T-SPY and only pays about 14%. So 17% is above. Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, yeah, we'll talk about the T-SPY too. But yeah, anyway, let's keep going. So we got through open. Now I got some news on SOFI. So SOFI, I had two positions on SOFI. I had the new one I made, which I'm very happy about. We'll get into that. That one goes out to June 28th. My new, again, the way I want to trade RODY is the further dated contract, the latest contract, if it's even doable, right? If the prices make sense. So that's why I have a June 28 one. This one was expiring in May, so I decided to, you know what? I'm like, let's just close this freaking thing out. My cost basis on this was like, I don't even know, $28. So I decided to take the loss and move on. So I closed out the synthetics. I paid, you can see the closed premium here. I paid that. And then the total net premium added together, it was a loss of $4,575 on the synthetic. Covered call wise, it was a gain of $2,816. So obviously, if you net those together, the original SOFI position on the RODY, which in the beginning was dominating, was killing it, it ended up being a loss. So take that for what it's worth. But I think in this market, who would have expected, right? Who would have expected this disastrous market? Because again, part of the problem and the main problem is a lot of these trades I did in the beginning is the short-term expiration date. May 15th was around the corner. And when I opened it, it was October 25. So it wasn't even a year. So again, I didn't understand the whole thing around short-term versus long, obviously it mattered. But who would have thought frickin' we'd be going at it with Iran? All right. Anyway, let's hide this sucker and we can move on. All right. So now the new SOFI position, this one did not start out great either because again, but I'm slowing it. I'm slowing down. I'm not adding more than one contract at a time. I did one contract at 25, one at 23, one at 20, one at 18. And I told myself I'm not adding again until it goes to 16. It did touch 16. You can see it's at 1690. So if Monday, if it continues to go down in the 16, mid 16 range, yeah, I'm going to add a 16 and I will lower my cost basis. But again, I have faith in SOFI for the long term, especially with a June 2028 date, right? Now, as far as covered calls, I had one expiring on the Friday, a $22 strike price. This one, it just expired worthless, and I did not open any new trades. It wasn't worth it, to be honest. My cost basis is, if I go here, $21.50. So selling a call at $21.50 when the current price is at $16.90, not too appealing. The premium is definitely not too appealing. So, it's I'm just going to wait. Again, there's two choices next week. If we open up, if we pop green, I'll sell a call on SOFI. If we open up red, I'll add to the synthetic. So those are the one of two things that are going to happen for next week. All right, ELF. ELF was doing good in the beginning of the week, but just like everything else, it went down, 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 down. Down it went. Down goes Frazier. So, you know, I was able to roll my ELF position. I had an $85 strike. That was obviously way out of the money, around, you know, 16, 17% out of the money. I rolled it back to an 85, and it did not pay me much, but it paid me $16 in premium. And yeah, that's it. So $16 based on shelling out 2,751, or risking, I should say. That is a 30% annualized yield. I know, again, these numbers are not like, yeah, these numbers are kind of yuckity doo-dah, as they say, but whatever, good enough. Overall, the current ELF position, if I got out of it, I would lose 636, realized loss. You know, but I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm going to wait. I got till May. This is a short term too. This expires in May. I'm going to see it through probably, or at least closer to the expiration. But keeping in mind, I am risking a total of $1,500. All right, now on to my indexes, which is my favorite play, as you guys know. My IWM synthetic has a cost basis of 260. Now, I want to rewind a second. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had an old IWM synthetic where I rolled up. I had a 250. I rolled it up to 260, and I took some money, right? I cashed some money out on the buy call. And I used that money to pay to roll my covered call up, which at that time seemed ideal because I could make more income. But now after, you know, look what happened. IWM came all the way back down to 240, 250. If I would have left this alone, the 250 would not look as bad. So again, just something to think about if you're doing a similar trade on, you know, the RODY position. Maybe not be in such a rush to roll and pay the covered call, right? Maybe if you can roll out the money or even inch up $1, just leave it. Don't touch the freaking synthetic, right? Unless it's like way ahead, maybe just leave it. I don't know. Maybe this is just a lesson learned, or maybe this, again, what happens in the market right now, I don't know. Like I said, you can't predict this crap, but it's just tough times. What can you do? So I don't know. Again, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? All right. So anyway, my cost basis is 260. So what does that mean? I'm basically selling calls at freaking 260. So, and I had a 260 expiring Friday, right? And guess what? This is the first week I didn't roll it. You know why? Because it wasn't worth it. They offered me what? $15? How about a patooey spit in your face for $15? So you ain't getting, you know, I ain't locking in my freaking shares or synthetic shares for that pittance of money. And I'm not lowering my cost basis yet. Especially what a red ass day. All right. So I'm gonna wait it out. I'm going to wait out the weekend. We already got a nice Trump tweet, right? Saying something good, saying something, yeah. Maybe we'll get some good news over the weekend. Maybe Monday will be green, and maybe it won't. I don't know. But I'm taking the risk, and I'm staying chill through the weekend. Even though I didn't make a premium for this week for IWM, I'm leaving it alone. So right now, my synthetic is freedom. It's free. There's no covered call locked in. All right. So does that make sense? Is everyone awake here? All right, let me chime into the live audience. Again, it shows I'm not on X, so I'm not going to have as many people. I know my channel is struggle bus lately. I got 22 people between the 3 channels. I'm not sure if you guys are all on the same channel. But is it showing when you go on the live, does it show the 3 channels like together, bumped together when you look at the channel? Can you guys tell me? Because I saw that on like Income Architect and what's his face, Spencer. they did that. It looked pretty cool because then you could just click one of the channels, right? Let's see. On my second cup already, but I have only been up for 3.5 hours. Yeah, man, my alarm went off. I had this video set for 6. I'm like, I'm going to start the day early, but I don't even know how much sleep I got. It was not good. It was not a good sleep last night. Can only see chat. Oh, okay. Yeah. But do you see multiple channels? Like, yeah, this is, I don't know if it's worth it to stream on 3. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. Hey, figured I'd try something new. We'll see how it works out. All right, let's move on. IWM Holdings. Again, this is the as at price. Keep in mind my IWM position. It expires in January of 2027. So it has time, less than a year though. Right now, it's actually only worth 718 because, you know, it's come down. It's come down a lot. IWM has come down a lot, right? If we go to the Russell here, why are we not zoomed in? Who's supposed to see this here? So if you look, you know, maybe like over the past month or so, it's down 8.46%. 3 month is not bad, 3.42, but you know, the past month has been brutal. For an index to go down 8.46%, that sucks, right? That's rough, bro. Especially when, you know, I keep saying my index plays are my safe plays, and now they're hurting me. So it's like, okay, what do I got left? Who's going to make me freaking income? All right, let's see if the Qs did. Well, I had a Q position. 615 is my cost basis on the Qs. It's been doing fantastic. But you know what? They dropped to 582. Let's pull up that same chart. 1 month. Let's see. 1 month for the Qs, down 3.55%. Not as bad as IWM, but still a little rough. So I went to roll it at my cost basis of 615 covered call. Was not worth it. So I said, same thing I said to the IWM peeps or the buyers, right? Screw you. No sue for you. So I'd rather have no premium than a pittance of a premium on my, you know, my special index plays. So you ain't getting my synthetic. All right. Anyway, the Qs, the current value, they're worth 2,938. Which is pretty damn good. Again, this is probably my favorite position. I'm not going to lie. So if I were to restart, you know, I always talk about that. I'd probably just do the Qs, to be honest. If I could just do one play, well, no, it would be 2 because I would definitely do the VIX because the VIX has been very, very good. And we'll get into that in a second. All right, let me get to some comments. Yeah, you only see the one channel. You have to look under live feeds. Let me see the one channel I'm in. File, discuss. Switch to run. Yep, only the chat here, but I do see on my subscription list. All right. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if there's a benefit. I'm probably just better off just doing the one channel and the X like I usually do. So now the X people are missing me. But you know what? They got to come over to YouTube sometimes too. Alan says, I'm really thinking of a RODY on I'm honestly, after being through quite a few RODY positions, the good, the bad, and the ugly, more ugly than good. I can definitely say that's where it's at, man. Because you know the benefit of the RODY is you're saving money, you know. You're trading the Qs. How else can you trade the Qs, right? And so it's just, but again, where can the Qs go down to? Can they go down to $500? Like, could you imagine? Then this will be a shit show, right? But anyway, let's move on. Let's not cry about this. And believe it or not, guys, I was trying to add a hopper, aka leap, on ASST when it was on the $8 range. I eventually added it on my Robinhood account. But I wanted to add it here, and I was going to make it a part of my covered call income on the poor man's covered call side. But unfortunately, Charles Schwab or Thinkorswim said it was a non-standard contract, and I had to call it in. I'm like, yeah, what? So it's kind of stupid, but I didn't want to call. That's moral of the story there. All right, let's look at my VIX position again to explain what I'm doing on the VIX. The VIX was down at one point. It was at like 1484 in January 2nd, which is very low historically. So I looked over here. Again, this was the all-time chart. So if you look, okay, 10 is pretty much the bottom, right? It doesn't really get much lower. So I said, all right, let's buy a leap. And we bought a leap, $14. And I chose the latest expiration date I could, which was September. And my initial thought was I'll make money on the leap. But then eventually, as time went on, late January, I said, you know what? The VIX is actually coming up. At the time, it was 1890. And I sold a call at $25. Keep in mind, okay, the cost of the VIX leap was $8 per share. So, with a $14 strike, I'm doing 14 plus 8, right? Because I want to at least make, if this is going to sell, I want to at least make my 800 back, right? So I want to at least sell a call at $22, right? So that's the bottom. So I chose a 25, which would give me a $300 profit. But again, there's no early assignment here. I found that out later too. So that's, again, another beauty. Like, this thing is amazing. But anyway, even at the time, it was at $18. I sold a call, a weekly call, $25. I made freaking $40. $40 that paid me. I mean, some weeks are better than others, depending on volatility. Like here, it dropped to 17. I did a 25. I made $28. And then I dropped it to 24. I made $32, $52, $43, $81. Last week, I made $120. So, so this 120, I rolled it this week, right? And I rolled it to what? To nothing, to a 25. At the point, it was at 22.49. The reason I'm not rolling it down in strike, I could roll it technically to 22 and make more premium, is because like right now the VIX, you've seen the VIX, man, it's moving. So what if it goes to like 30? Am I really going to be able to roll a $22 strike and make money? Probably not. So if it's at 25, I have a better, a fighting chance. So I would say I'll keep it at the 25. If that makes sense. And again, this is, there's just so many, I don't know. There's so many benefits. It was originally, this was my hedge, and now it's still my hedge, but it's a hedge plus income play. So what's my plan in the future? Well, I'm just going to continue this until September of 26 of this year, right? And if the VIX drops down, I'll go as far as 16. I may add a position, but if it's at 16, I may just pay the more money and do a 14 or 15, if that makes sense. All right. I don't know how you guys feel about the VIX. I know it's too expensive now. It's at what, 20? The current price is 26.78. I don't know why this is supposed to be blue, but so it's a little hard right now to make a position. So right now, with all of the premium I've made, the $800 minus the premium out of pocket is $320. All right. Now I have many weeks left, so obviously, I made $480 in income. So I'm showing in order to just break even, I just have to make $12 a week. But obviously, I'm going to eventually flip this into a house money position, and then all of it is going to be true income, if that makes sense. All right, VIX tracker. I think I updated this. Why is that not updated? I didn't. This is blank because I didn't get to do a video last week. I actually had a decent week last week. It's not that I didn't want to do the video, but actually, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to do it. Probably another video this Sunday again, by the way. Guestamania maybe on the Monday. But so the VIX, let's look at the VIX. Because remember, look where it started, man. $15? Now it's at $26. Crazy. Again, this is the fear index. The higher the VIX goes, the more fearful people are in the market, right? The IV is at 125. Option price is now at $10. $10. All right. So what did I pay? I paid what? 780. No, I paid 800. I paid $8 per share. So obviously, you know, this option price thing, this thing is all screwed up though, to be honest. I don't even trust it. I don't even care. I'm just going to focus my part. I'm going to make as much income as I can. At the end, wherever the VIX lands, whatever I sell it for is fine and dandy. But I'm going to say most of the money, or if not all of the money, is going to be made on the options premium side. What else? So, yeah, I mean, nothing really. The VIX tracker doesn't really tell you too much exciting stuff. Oh, yeah. Going forward, I'm going to add the wheel to my RODY spreadsheet. I'm just going to do it all in one. It's going to just be one and done. This is just all things options. All right. All things options going forward to make it easy. All right. So, yes, I'm doing the wheel strategy and I'm doing it on TSLL. Of course, yes, as soon as I start the wheel strategy on TSLL, what does the market do? It tanks. You know, everything tanks. But who cares? Whatever. I had an 11, a 12, and a $13 put this week. TSLL closed at 12.12. So obviously 12.12 is only less than one number, and that's the 13. So the $13 put got assigned, right here. The other two expired worthless. For this past week, I sold two more puts. I sold a 12 and I sold an 11, and that paid me a total of, where the hell is it? Shrink the columns. Should I shrink them? Total premium. Here we go. $44. Okay, $44 for the week, which I know it's not a lot of money. So if you go down here, $44 based on how much I'm risking at the time. Total on TSLL, $5,900. Yeah, that annualized is definitely something funky. I screwed up something there. Extrinsic. $44. Yeah, no, that's the return. Oh, duh, here's the annual. Yeah, 38% is the annualized. Okay, duh. All right. And that's it. As far as the shares that I own, I now own 300 shares. I got assigned on 300 shares. It all started with 18 because I was aggressive at the time. Probably didn't have to be clearly in this market. But then I got a 14 and a 13. So between the three, that's an average cost basis of $15. TSLL sits at $12.12. So if I get the opportunity, if TSLL spikes on the Monday, then yes, I could sell covered calls again and again and again and again and again, and then we'll make some money. But right now, again, I'm inching my way in into the process. I'm not in a rush to sell calls. That's the thing. That was always my mistake in the past. I would sell calls just to sell calls, but I'll wait it out. I'll let the market catch up. I'll let TSLL catch up. All right, let me get to some comments to show you guys some love. All right. Come join the party. Yep, we are partying it up here. Alan May, wait a little longer for the Qs. Yep. Yeah, you don't know, man. 10K, good job. I really want to learn the RODY. Well, you know where to go. My single stocks, RODY, I'm like 1, 1, and 1. You don't want to know my record. Double D likes the VIX strategy. We got approval. Here we go. We're good. Okay, you can watch on all three channels. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's, I don't know. I thought it would just come up. Like if you go to the one channel, you can see the other channels. Helpful discussion on the VIX. Hopefully it was. I mean, I don't know. Because again, to be honest, people are most excited about the VIX strategy. And the reason is you haven't really seen it, to be honest. I haven't, because in the beginning, I was kind of scared. I'm like, I was Googling the hell out. I'm like, does anyone do this? And I really couldn't find. People were like, oh, yeah, you use the UVIX. I'm like, I don't want to use the UVIX. I want to use the VIX. And I said, all right, let's just freaking try it. What the hell's going to happen? You know, the options contracts come up, and it went through, and it's working, right? Unless I'm doing something wrong that it's letting me. But I don't know. It's just, to me, it's a beautiful strategy. All right. Never broken. Never, NB. Nice VIX play. Don't lose it. When the VIX starts to go down, the rest of the market will be improving. Well, yeah, when the VIX goes down, sure, it'll be, I'll make less on the covered call side, but you know what? The rest of my portfolio will be like, woohoo. So I'm not going to be sad. But right now, the VIX is doing well. It's just, it sucks because the VIX position is just a small percentage of the portfolio. I wish I bought, imagine I bought 5 leaps. Oh, man. Wait till it goes down to 14 again. I am buying 5 leaps, at least 5 freaking leaps. You damn right I will. I'm calling it now. Who's with me? Or make it 10. Should we do 10? 10's a better number. 10 leaps if it hits 14. Done. Do it. Question. Selling puts on the VIX. Well, number one, I guess the question is, can you sell puts on the VIX? That's actually a really good question. You cannot let it get assigned because you can't own shares of the VIX. So 10 leaps, Para. 10 leaps. Let's see. I'm on my phone right now. I'm just checking. VIX. If I go to puts for, let's say, next week. Or not, yeah, the next week. So you go to click that. Yeah, it'll let you, man. It'll let you. So I guess it'll probably cash settle. If you sell a put, it'll probably let you. But it'll cash settle. But so that, yeah, I mean, I guess you could technically sell puts. Now I wouldn't sell puts now. Hell no. But yeah, I guess since I think it's on the European Flex exchange or whatever, since you can't do early assignment. But yeah, so if it drops to 14, yeah, you could sell puts too. Buy the leap, sell puts. I don't know. But yeah, no, I guess good question though. If the VIX gets back down there, all right, so we're gonna have a good old VIX par. Should I just make VIX content then? So what's our number, Alan? What's our number, Parabolic? What's our number, Double D? 14, 15? What are we saying here? What are we doing? Let's do it. We're making the commitment now. The bottom is 10. We ain't getting 10, so don't worry. I'd say it's 14 or 15. All right, let me move on while you guys think about that. I'm adding the high yield dividend tab to this spreadsheet. So here's the story. Ready? Work, life, investing balance. It's not as easy anymore. Work is becoming, let's just say, beyond demanding, and I have almost no time to do options anymore. So I'm not gonna bombard myself with as many as I had. That's why you see me closing a lot of these RODY trades out. And also overall content has gone pretty much down. But the moral of the story is I'm going to start to pay fund managers to make money for me, right? So I'm going to invest in some high yield funds that I believe in or that I don't have exposure to. STRC, I've owned them. That's I own 100 shares in the retirement options account. It's a big percentage of the portfolio right now. Believe me, I want to add 100 more. I do, but I'm holding myself back. But right now, it paid me about $93.75. It pays once a month, which is okay. Chippy, I don't have exposures to the chips. I don't own NVIDIA. I'm not trading NVIDIA. I'm not trading Avgo. I'm not trading AMD, AMDL. So you know what? Chippy has been the GOAT from day one. So I'm going to start inching into Chippy. And I did. I think I bought 10 shares. GDXY, gold. I'm not trading gold. I'm fine. I want gold exposure. I know gold, as soon as I bought GDXY, gold took a tumble. But don't worry, I'm buying 10 on every dip. Once it stops dipping, I'll stop buying, and then if I'm up, and I'll just wait. There's no rush here. I'm just going to simply slowly add to these positions. These are long-term positions that I plan to have, and I want a respectable cost basis. I'm not in a rush here because I got the income already from the option side. T-SPY, again, I've been wanting to do 0 DTE trades. I just forget it. There's no way. As long as I'm employed, I can't do it. So I'm not going to do it. But I'll pay them to do it because they have, to me, the best, based on what I want, the best strategy, and they've been performing rather well. I know, and not in this, no one, forget this market, but before this disastrous week and 2 or 3 weeks, whatever, it was doing rather well. So they haven't paid me yet. They're actually a monthly payer too, by the way, which I don't care, to be honest. As long as I get paid once a month is fine. I am tracking weekly income. So these two, it's great. Yeah, I'll get paid weekly, but I'm okay with STRC and T-SPY paying monthly. So we'll see when that payment comes in. Outside of that, I'm probably gonna, and I keep talking about this, I'm probably gonna add YQQQ. It's a little tough to add it now because it's been up so much. But look at over the past 3 months, man. Having exposure to YQQQ to offset possible downside on your Qs, would have been a really nice thing to have. They're up 11% over the past 3 months, while your Q position is down 5%. If you flip it, right, if you go 6 months, even better, right? That's up 12%. If you go out a year, though, all right, the Q's obviously up a year and the YQs, so what do you do with the YQs, really? This is not really a time to start a position on the YQs. The time is when the Qs are up. So when should I add it? Should I add it now? Should I dip my toes in it now in case we even go down further? Or should I just wait, right? I don't know. That's the question. I keep waiting and it keeps going up. So it's like I'm just, smacking myself in the face. I am all ears, though. Since we are live, I am up for suggestions on who I can add. Let me get my voice back. Hold on. Who I can add to this list. All right, so for the VIX, Alan says 14.15. Double D says 15. Parabolic said 18. Damn. 10 on every dip. Yep. Winter. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't see MSTR going down much further. I just don't see it. I don't care if I'm wrong. I just don't see it. So I'm not doing it. I can't do it. Who else we got? And it doesn't just have to be inverses. Again, I'm thinking like I want USOI. I do. But I don't know. Just a small position. XQQ. What the hell is XQQ? Neos boosted fund. Oh, yeah, but this is no, yeah, I don't want that because I'm already trading the Qs myself. I am the boosted fund. So I don't need another fund to go down with my Q position, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm waiting for. Or at least like this week I waited and the run up never came. So I'm like, all right, well, that was nice. But yeah, when it runs up, yes, 100%. Oil will tank it. Exactly. So I can't make an oil position. It's too late, right? You think about it, it's too late. So we have to remember these things next time when oil's down, when the Qs are up. GRNI, growth with modest dividend. What the hell? That sounds lame-o. I don't want no modest dividend. The hell? Where's the dividend here? Hell to the no. 2% dividend? Come on. Never broken. You know we're a bunch of degens over here. We need some higher yield than that. We're broke ass. 2% yield ain't gonna cut it. I don't want growth in this account. I don't. I just want it's income focused. I want flat NAV with income. That's my goal. If I have a little growth, great. It pays 10. Why does this show 2%? Is this it? GRNI. Granny shots. All right, we'll have to look at that. All right, so where were we? So yeah, so for this week, I made a whopping $7.28 from my high yield dividends. Don't be jealous, suckers. Don't be jealous. All right, so if I go to my weekly income, again, I added a new column for high yield dividend. The wheel got added to the premium side. So now my income is 161 on the premium, 728 on the high yield dividend. That's $168. My goal is 510 in order to make a $2,000 per month, which is what the bills are. Again, right now I'm just trying to make at least what the bills leaving the account are. So, but yeah, right now, it's a miss over the past 2 weeks. But looking at like the first week in March, let's see, surplus was 309. If I offset these 2 weeks, I'm down 164. So I need to make 675 to make a successful March next week. Can I make 675? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Qs, go up Monday. Go, do it. It came out, what, 3 months ago? Really? Let me see if I can pull something up. Fund Strat Capital. All right, so I mean, it's called Granny Shots. So, like, what the hell? Fundstrat Granny Shots, U.S. large cap and income ETF is actively managed exchange traded fund that primarily seeks current. All right, price is $20. NAV, okay. Here's the overview. Shorted. Well, that's a lot of crap. I'm just looking for the yield. Expense ratio is 0.99. Oh no. You got this guy on it. It's a Tom Lee product. I don't know, man. I just get a bad feeling when he's around. His predictions are god awful. All right, where the hell's the yield? Am I missing something here, Cletus? Oh, here's a fact sheet. Maybe it's on there. Page not found, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? Distribution. Oh, 10%. I saw it. Distribution rate. Turn of capital, 100%, 100%, 100%. All right. Okay. Last thing, I want to check the holdings. Let's see what they actually do. Vistra. All right. So the only underlying, and they sell calls, credit call spreads. All right. So it's just another covered call fund. Nothing really fancy, right? This is fund pairs equity holdings of the fund strat granny shots. What's granny shot? The term granny shot refers to unconventional basketball free throw. Yeah, obviously. For the fund, it represents Fund Strat Capital's unique research process. All right, so there's a theme. It selects a portfolio of large cap stocks aligned with key themes identified by the portfolio. I don't know, man. I don't want to bore everyone with this, but thank you for bringing it up. It's a good thought. Good thought. Let's keep going. So I did update this. I'm sure you saw, maybe some of you, I posted this on X. I'm going to add now the wheel in HYD. So this is my new income. So yeah, whopping 168. But again, I did not trade SOFI this week, IWM or Qs. So ouchie. Active income. These are my active positions. Again, the ones are staying for the long term are SOFI, IWM, Qs, and VIX. ELF when it expires in May, it's not coming back. Open, that's not coming back either, but that expires in November. In fact, I may even stop trading the IWM. I may just do RODY on the Qs and the VIX. That may be it, right? And then, of course, maybe one like random like SOFI, something like that. And I may just let the experts do it, and I'll just buy like a Russell fund, a 0DTE Russell fund. If there is one, I'm sure there are plenty of them, but yeah. All right. So anyway, here's like the current allocation, at least based on just these positions. Obviously, yeah, you see my VIX, it's only 2%. Like that sucks. Overall, you know, where the as at values are, which is really what matters. The VIX, I'm up 77%. Great. The Qs, I'm up 37%. Everyone else, I'm down, which suckity-doo-dah, right? Suckity-doo-dah. So again, it is what it is. It's rough. It's rough times. The close position, I added SOFI. Overall, I lost, what, $1,600 on my SOFI position. So that was also, you know, a loss. So unfortunately, it is what it is. In fact, I forgot about ex-dividend date with IWM. It didn't even matter because my covered call was not even close to assignment anyway. So we do have the Qs coming up, though, on March 23rd. So if we pop up, I got to keep that in mind when I sell a covered call in the Qs. But again, early assignment, not likely. All right. So that's the update on the RODY. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Do you have any questions? All right. PLTW. See, yeah, no way, man. Again, I'm limiting my single stock exposure going forward. I just, you know, I can't monitor it. So it's not worth it to me. I'm going to be playing the indexes. I'm going to be playing sectors and indexes for the most part, and very few individuals. Like obviously TSLL is Tesla, and SOFI is SOFI. All right. Okay, RODY on the Qs and the VIX. Yep. Yeah, there's a well, I know our boy who does T-Spy, I think they're making a Russell. And I think there's you know, RDTEs out there. RDTYs out there, plenty of choices. But all right, what else, guys? What else? Do you have any questions? Any questions? Got a long weekend, tournament baseball weekend, so there's not going to be much YouTube for me. But hopefully that's why I got to get my ass to the gym when I can, as soon as I end this sucker. If I make this bigger, does that work? There you go. You got to have the bigger cricket, right? Boom. Boom. There you go. How's that? Good. Look at that, all on one screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video was for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained, regardless of what channel you watched it on. Again, I don't know why I streamed it on 3 channels, but I figured I'd try something different. I appreciate it either way. You can watch it on all of them now, even once it's posted. But I have 4 channels. Wolf, that is why you are the man. Wolf is the man. So Mike said fun. All right, we got approval. It was fun. Was it entertaining? Right? Was it fun and entertaining? I'm going to play the other Roddy song, by the way, so don't go anywhere. If you want to listen to some music, I'm going to drink some coffee. And we could play and sing to some beats. Maybe I'll put my subscriber count up. We got, what, 187? Oh, we got a new subscriber. Again, it's like I'm starting over in a way, which is kind of exciting. Because, again, the first channel, you don't even know the struggle on the first channel, how long it took me to even get like 50 subscribers. Obviously, doing just high yield content makes the channel, get a lot more views. There's certain things that YouTube likes. It's clear, right? You get the creative thumbnail, you get a cool title, you look like you're shocked in the face, right? Things like that. I know that. Believe me, I know that. And I'm not doing that. And I'm not doing anything consistent. So my view count and my algorithm is not getting pumped. But I don't even care, to be honest. It is what it is. I'm just going to slowly build out the 3 channels. If it takes forever and a day, so be it, right? Right now, the focus is investing at this moment, being a better investor. Because things are going to shit. So you got to learn how to earn income in all freaking markets. You know what I mean? Not just good markets, all freaking markets, right? But anyway, let's see. Yeah, let me play that song, and then you guys can think of a keyword. All right, don't leave. Hang out. We'll chat. We did bang for the buck. We'll do Roddy for the people. By the way, thank you to shout out to the Ambassador of Quan for creating these awesome songs. And if you're listening, Ambassador of Quan, I welcome more songs, of course. If you want to keep creating me songs, I'll keep playing them. They are fun. If you want to do a good morning wake up song, like hype the people up, and then an ending song, hype the people down after the video. I don't know, something like that. All right, hold on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Early mornings before the sunlight, house still sleeping, screens already lit, one desk, one plan, every click gotta mean something. Born in the garage, one outlet, one extension, pressure taught discipline, not talking just intention. No suit fed my confidence, no hand-me-down plays. Bills on the counter taught me risk has a face. They said trust the system, I trusted the work. Every loss paid tuition, every win left a scar. I heard a cricket in the quiet, steady chirp in the dark. Like patience beats panic when you're playing it smart. If I eat, that's on me. If I fall, same name. From the people, for the people, no shame in the gang. This ain't Wall Street. This Roddy, hey. Bang for the buck, move slow, move low. Stack that premium, protect my six. Upside open, but I hedge that risk. This ain't luck, I'm ready. Garage born mine with the market steady. Yeah, I don't chase green candles, I monetize waiting. Data working daily while they guessing and praying. Risk defined entry, exit already mapped. Know what I lose before the order gets tapped. Premium stacking, structure over sensation. Volatility, paying rent with no conversation. I don't need direction, I trade behavior. Let emotion burn out, let the numbers stay paper. Fast money, flashy, but it fades when it's pressed. I want repeatable wins with my downside dress. Not a lottery ticket, this a blueprint I trust. Level the field, get more bang for the buck. This ain't Wall Street, this RODY. Bang for the buck, move slow, move low key. Stack that premium, protect my six. Upside open, but I hedge that risk. This ain't luck, I'm ready. Garage born mine with the market steady. Raj, cricket, patience built in the minutes. Risk known, I don't trade what I don't own. Not for everyone, let's keep it exact. Pressure make diamonds, not internet caps. No handouts, no hero, no suit to impress. Just structure, discipline, time doing reps. RODY the method, remember the name. From the people, for the people, but not everyone plays. Born in a garage, born in a garage, yeah, born in the garage, inspired by cricket. Built for the people, but not everyone gets it. Born in a garage. Meet RODY. More bang for the buck. Wall Street suits, your time is up. Meet RODY. More bang for the buck. Meet RODY. More bang for the buck. Wall Street suits, your time is up. Stack that premium, protect my six. Upside open, but I hedge that risk. Garage born plan, average Joe, taking a stand. RODY's the method, RD is the man, RD is the man. Yeah, didn't wait on permission. I picked up the weight, phone in my hand, early hours, learning to take a rise toward patience. No room for excuses. Every choice mattered cause the outcome it uses. I stopped handing the wheel, the voices I trusted. Took responsibility, that's when it functioned. If it worked, that was earned. If it failed, that was mine. Family in my vision, so I stayed on the grind. This wasn't about hustle or flexing the grind. It was structure and rules I could run every time. RODY came from method with discipline attached. Built for the people who carry the weight. So meet RODY. More bang for the buck. Wall Street suits, your time is up. Stack that premium, protect my six. Upside open, but I hedge that risk. Garage born plan, average Joe, taking a stand. All D is the method. All D is the man. All D is the man. I don't chase green candles, I monetize waiting. Data working daily while they guessing and praying. Premium stacking, structure over sensation. Volatility paying rent with no conversation. Wrist boxed and tight before the play even starts. Calm under pressure, John Wick with the plan. They argue direction, I structure the trade. Let volatility work while emotion gets played. Fast money flashy, but it fades when it's pressed. I want repeatable wins with my downside dress. Not a lottery ticket, this a blueprint I trust. Level the field, get more bang for the buck. Meet RODY, more bang for the buck. Wall Street suits, if your time is up. Stack that premium, protect my six. Upside open, but I hedge that risk. My eyes born playing, average Joe, taking a stand. RODY's the method, RD's the man, RD's the man, is the man. Family to your head. I don't need hype, I don't need a crowd. Just rules I respect when the pressure gets loud. This ain't for everyone, that's part of the design. RODY rewards the ones who take responsibility every time. RODY, RODY the method. RODY, the people, the people, RODY, RODY. If you want it, carry the weight.
All right. Sorry, the dual song there. Had to do it. All right, what's the keyword? Keyword today, Double D says indexes. We'll go with it. I'll go with it. Because in a market like this, you wish you were only in indexes, right? because you're going to get hit, but you're not going to get hit as hard. It's not about how hard you get hit. All right. Sorry, I didn't finish. What's the rest of that? It's not about how hard you get hit. See, now I got to finish the quote. My favorite. I love that freaking part. Yeah, that's it. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Sorry, that was my awful Rocky impersonation. But anyway, go back and watch that, and then you'll get freaking pumped, especially if you're going to the gym after this. But keyword today, if you made it this far in the video, and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. Whether you're with ROD, whether you're with ROO or AKA ROO, or whether you're with ROC, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. The keyword is still the same. Indexes, son. Indexes. All right. All right. I'm out of here. Get my ass to the gym. And yeah, I'll talk to you, I don't know, probably Monday, but we'll see. We'll see. Have a good one. Thank you all for joining live. Thank you all for watching after. We'll talk later. Later.